Ladies' Hall has been trimmed a bit. I was amazed to see that it was the old gym even in 1927. And here are all these druid princesses. But you think it stopped at 67? Oh no, no, no. When Juniata has a tradition, we stick with it. If that's not Millicent Luck in the foreground, I'll eat my hat. Hotties? Yeah, you ain't seen hotties. I mean, you saw Hogan with clothes, but whoa. Ron Vincent saying, don't show this picture at the reunion. And I think that's clipping her over at the edge. Not willing to swear to it, but think so. And what do you do to have fun at Juniata? Well, I wasn't going to take Pat out shooting raps at the dump until she had proved herself. So Jim Schoenfeld and I figured we've got to make sure she's good before the rats attack. I think it's the last time she went shooting. Grubb, of course, was always cool. First of all, he didn't have a rifle, and so he had to settle for taking girls out in sports cars. But there was Grubb's. Kind of chokes you. Kind of chokes you. John Travolta? John Travolta in the class of 61? Pete Emmerich still gets royalties. I kept looking. Are those lucky strikes in his shoulder there? Sue's still there playing. There's Hogan again, sucking it in, saying, oh, really, I'm not any heavier than George. John, you look the same. And then we'd send it people. That looks like that would be Nick. And our homecoming. Look at that tiara. And that look into the future, that gaze. And our May Queen, there's Gibble again. Why is it that when there's a pretty girl, you gotta find the pretty guy, and we only had one? And the graduates, remember the word was plastics. So we go back to those thrilling days and say, well, gee, that was only 10 years ago. That was our big reunion. No, we were able to have a table of bridge and somebody to get the drinks and cookies. Then 5 years ago, Carol's still looking at Don saying, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. You guys did not do that. Seacrest is there saying, yes, we did. And another, And Harold saying, it'll never last. But you know, as you look at these pictures, you say, as a class, as Juniatas, we do have fun. We've had a good time for all these 50 years. I don't think anybody had as much fun as Mark. And I think there's something probably implied, like, if you only knew. But back to more serious things. Harold still doesn't believe it. But look what has happened to our school. My goodness. Finally, the liberal arts people are making the run on the science people. We took over their building. You know, it's funny. I liked it. Pat being a trustee, we had the tours of the building while it was being renovated. I thought it was neat. It was really spooky up in the attic, by the way. But then you start seeing the hate mail. I hate what they did to Founders. I said, really? But anyhow, things like that happen. I think it's a neat building. Dave Hogan paid for half of it. John Diehl paid for the other half. Performing Arts Center. You know, we knew that Juniata was destined for great things in the world of drama when we won all class night. But I never expected to see a performing arts center like this. Stone Church. This is something. We might not have football teams, but we obviously got a great recruiting program for Amazon women. I mean, look at that. Women's basketball, field hockey, women's volleyball, women roll. Or as one of our friends told Pat, said, "You rock." I assured the person nobody had ever said that to us before. But look at this. All these lady jocks, and now we got them as academic All-Americans. This is a great school. And the Arch. We were up here a couple of weeks ago, and outside of the Arch, as you can see, was this chalkboard set up by the kids who are here now. Before I die, I want two. I love these. The one I really liked. I want to go to a fair without my grandma. I don't want to always go with grandma. Somebody else wants to walk with a swagger. Have dinner with Charlie Sheen. Or invent a new letter. That would be one of the science people. Go, or either goose penguins or go see penguins, you say it as you will. But grow wings and feathers. They're just not exactly the same as we were. Get my pants off the ground, I look like a fool. The song was already written, it's yours. And the other one, Who Wants to Count to Infinity? A science geek. But it was our time. We were Juniata Indians. We really are still Juniata Indians. And that's kind of the end of the slides. But as I always point out, you know, as a classical language scholar, as most of you know me to be, and with the help of Robert Williams, it is the time to grasp the day. You know, so the rest of our lives are ahead of us. Let's just take them. And I'll see you here in another 50 years. Thanks. By the way, you'll notice this is called final PowerPoint as opposed to final PowerPoint.
As our class leader, I'm standing right now, but I would like all of us to stand and give Carl Schreiner a standing ovation for what he has done for this class. Now, I am calling for anyone who wants to come up and share a thought with us based on what happened 50 years ago, or what happened yesterday, or anything you'd like to share with us. If not, like I have one more joke to go. So it's either a little bit of you or